Hello everyone, welcome to AdiTrade and welcome back to our series of episode for this Jan month to review the CPR indicator and trades based on CPR in Banknifty. So this is today's price action, that is 10th Jan. Before that, I would want to visit this file where I'm tracking on daily basis whether the CPR worked or not. Did CPR help us or not? Basically it is that, and if yes, what are the reasons? We didn't fill this for I think for the last video. Now we'll just revise for 9th. See what happened on 9th is yesterday, right? See, yesterday what happened is we broke out from the CPR. I'm going to put on the historical CPR. See, we broke out from the CPR and tested R1, and from R1 we reversed. Again, the target on the downside was CPR, but like we saw yesterday, we bounced from the support of 42,300, right? 350. So did CPR work? Yes, the CPR breakout and R1 reversal. Now what happened today? How we could have traded today? How did CPR help us today? We are going to see that. First, let us close this historical data and how to use the CPR and the indicator. See, the indicator, you can just go to indicators, type in CPR, you will get hundreds of CPR. There are many people who have shared CPR. You won't find the exact same one that I'm using, but there is a way how to get it. I'll tell you at the end of the video, for free obviously. And the logics behind this CPR, right? How to trade based on CPR. There's a video on my channel. As soon as you click on my channel, the welcome banner, the opening video itself is that, so you can have a look at that. And first and most important is, the first thing that we should look at is price action, only then CPR or any other indicator that one uses, right? So today this was our situation. We had a small gap up at about 42,640. we opened over here. Okay, when we got the small gap up, I had a feeling that I was kind of looking for a trade where we will go up, take resistance at this R1 and then dip, right? But market does what it wants to do. There's no point in hoping. From the first 5-minute candle itself, we started getting a sell-off, right? And the other additional thing that we could have used, where it was even shown in my other analysis video, is kind of this trend line. Okay, we could have, the moment this trend line broke, we were waiting for a retest to enter to the trend line or CPR. Even the retest never came, but a break of the CPR, beautifully we tested S1, and when in this candle would be considered as a break of S1. At least when this S1 broke, we got a nice, let me put the labeling so that it will be a little more clearer. So here you have the S1 previous day low CPR labels. See, when this broke down, right, in this price action, we knew that it is going to break down, right? It is a bearish. S1 is broken down. So now waiting for some kind of a retest towards S1 would have worked, and the best entry according to me was in this candle. Okay, or if somebody had entered in this 5-minute candle, right, the inverted hammer. See, we took an entry over here and our stop loss was S1, right? So if somebody had entered here, the stop loss could be this S1 or high of this wick. Our stop loss was high of this wick. See, our stop loss was high of this wick, because see, usually what happens is, I'll put on the 20 MA, like previously we have seen examples, right? Whenever the market goes down, we come test the 20 MA and continue on the downside. But today we don't look for 1-minute chart very often, but today just to see even in 1 minute if we are going to get a retest, it didn't come until here, right? So that's when we knew that today is going to be a pretty aggressive on the downside. Where were we? Yeah, so we took a shot here, and this high of this wick was a stop loss, because in case we break this high and go up and break this 20 MA, there's a possibility we could even retest the CPR. So why lose so many points, right? About 100 points in options is crazy. So with the high of this wick as a stop loss, we were able to short. But if somebody had waited, see right now, see at this moment, I can tell this is a best entry because we retested the S1 and there was an inverted hammer. But in the live market, when this type of a candle comes, how will we know that a retest is going to happen or not? That we can only wait. If the retest comes, good. If it doesn't come, what if this retest didn't come and suddenly we fell from here? Even that is a possibility, right? So there are two types of traders. One, trade on the breakout or the breakdown, or wait for a retest. That one will have to choose what kind of a trader they want to be. And see, what are the targets if the S1 of CPR breaks? That is S2 and S1 50%. Even that got achieved, and S2 itself. Now where we exited is, let me close this. We exited over here because you can see my other analysis where there was even a Camarilla pivot over here, and see how the market moves based on the higher lows and lower low structure, right? Dow theory. See, from the entire day we were making lower lows and coming, but over here when we stopped, even though in the strong big red candle that was coming, we were not making new lows, right? If I remove all the diagrams, it'll be clear. So when we were not making all those, we were not making a new low, probably, yeah, in somewhere in this candle we got out, and then again we did some scalping over here, but ultimately the target hit. See, where you exit is always up to you, because see, but the CPR targets really work, right? So we had a view that, see, even previously exactly somewhere over here we had taken support and we were not making the new lows anymore, so we decided to exit. And once this type of this bearish, like an evening star came, we were able to do some scalping here and here. That is fine. And now what are the based on the CPR logic, what are, let me just hide the price action just to see the targets. If S1 breaks, we could come to 50% of S1 and S2, and if S2 breaks, we could come to 50% of S2 and S3, and S3 is the next target. So this is how we will have the CPR targets. Now putting on the price action, see, we perfectly came 50%. Let me check if this is exact 50%. I just drew a random line. See, when we place this Fibonacci, we see the price did come almost to this 50% level, and along with that 50%, as I told you, the price action is the most paramount thing. There was a very good support over here, right? So at least this level would have been a very good support because of this wick, and previously we bounced from here. So if we had marked this, the moment the support hit and we are seeing this green candle forming, we should have exited, right? And not wait for S3. If somebody had waited for S3, see, again, they would not, a lot of their profits would have gone. So on 5 minutes, when we trade on 5 minutes, the best possible exit is at least when you see this candle. Now somebody has shorted when S1 broke, they waited until S2 good, S2 also broke. Now your next target is S3, but based on price action, you have a very good support here. That support hit and you see a big engulfing candle like this, we just have to exit blindly, and then we can do some small scalp or whatever, we can look for another trade. So this is just the CPR trade review for Jan 10th. Let's see how it goes tomorrow. And if anybody wants to use the same CPR, they can just join my group on this Cosmo feed, and on in the chat, like few days above chat, there is a link to use my CPR, the same CPR that I use, and the link to join this group is there in the description below. And I also post the intraday market analysis here, just live market analysis, whatever I observe on my end. Okay, I'll post the link again. It's not a big thing. I can probably try and pin that link, so if anybody joins, they should be able to easily find it. Yeah, this is the one. Let me see if I pin message. So now as soon as you join, you should be able to see it. If anybody is interested, they can join, and that's it. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. And tomorrow, obviously our analysis video is there, but the CPR looks good. It's not a very wide CPR. See, only when we have a wide CPR will be sideways, right? It's okay, it's not narrow, it's not too wide. We could have a little bit of trending more. That's it for today. Thank you.